This is the story of how I settled almost $9,000 of credit card debt for half, and how you can too. All right, so probably like a lot of people out there, just working away, trying to run a business, doing a lot of different things, got married, now having a baby, and all of a sudden you look up and almost $9,000 in credit card debt, and it kind of takes your breath away. So here's how I kind of got into that debt and what I did to literally settle it for half. So it's probably about 6 years ago or so, I started doing some network marketing, and I was going to all of their trainings and everything, and I was spending more than I was making, so it was an income problem and a spending problem all wrapped into one. But I was going to 4 different live events all across the country every year, and I did this for 2 years. So by the time you say the ticket and then airfare, hotel, and everything, you're looking at $8,000 to probably at least $1,000 every single event, and this is once every 3 months. So that was fairly expensive. But I would not take back anything I learned during those events, because it was definitely well worth it. I kind of just look at it as like my college. And then when we first started our brick and mortar business as well, again, income wasn't super high by any means. So I just kind of started using the credit card for gas money, for food. And before I knew it, guess what? It's almost $9,000, and it actually eclipsed over $9,000 at one point. So here's what I did. I started, honestly, I do a lot of listening to Grant Cardone. I listen to a lot of Dave Ramsey, and I've been on a Dave Ramsey kick recently. So I knew that you could call and negotiate with credit card companies, so I thought, why not try it? So I literally gave him a call. I just gave him a call on the back of the credit card. I just looked up that number, and I gave him a call. And so the first person you're going to talk to probably isn't going to be the person that you need to talk to. So just ask to talk to somebody in charge, or somebody in charge of reconciling debt or anything like that. You're going to need to get to the next person, not the first person that you're willing to talk to. And I would always say, from my experience, here's what I did. I offered to settle for 30%. So you're talking almost $9,000, a little over $3,000 is what I was shooting for. I didn't quite get that much, but add another $1,000 and I was about there. So, that's what I first said, and then they're going to ask, at least in my experience, they ask for a reason why. So we're actually having a baby, super excited, super thankful, God is good, but we actually don't even have insurance right now, so I just kind of mentioned that, and that was a good enough reason. Apparently they needed some type of reason to even put this in for an application, and the lady that helped me actually was super helpful. She said that if I got approved for it, then I could come back and try to negotiate again. So anyways, I actually got approved a short time later for 50% of what I actually owed. So again, you're going to have to be very nice. I was very nice. I actually went back to the lady that helped me. I even told her this. I was like, hey, is there any way that I can actually leave a review for you? So she's like, oh, she was super happy. She was super nice. So she actually transferred me to her boss's answering machine, and I left a review. So she went out of her way. She was in a big company. This is Visa we're talking about. So she walked all the way across her office to, do some extra steps to even get this approved. So I would say I was super nice, but I knew what I wanted. I was very demanding on what I wanted. I said that I was here to settle it. And at first, they were pretty hesitant. And again, it wasn't the first person that I talked to isn't the person that you're going to need to talk to. So I said, I need to talk to, somebody in charge of settling debt. They transferred me to them. And then I said my situation. They asked for a reason. I gave them what was a decent reason. And then they just put it through. They literally just put that through. And then within 7 days, I got a letter in the mail saying it was accepted. It wasn't for the 30% that I was asking, but they literally settled it for $50,000. So we're talking a little over $4,400 instead of $9,000. So if you can imagine, that is a giant relief. I got that paid off now, and that's just a giant load off of our family's plate that we don't have to pay every month. So God is good. Thanks, guys. Bonus tip, this is something I learned from Dave Ramsey actually. So when I was on the phone with the nice lady with Visa, I actually said what was going to happen if I stopped paying. I said, hey, if I stop paying on my credit card, the monthly payment, well then after about 3 months, you're actually going to sell these loans off to a high-risk provider, and you're not going to see a fraction of what you actually are owed. So it'd be better if you actually just settle it with me for, say, I was trying to get 30% rather than maybe seeing a 10% return. So with that being said, she actually corrected me, and she said it was actually after 6 months and not 3 months. But knowing that is just another tool in your arsenal when you call these credit card companies. Thanks, guys.